Now, who'd have thought we'd be talking about this on television, live on the BBC? We are allowed now, but
Definitely
40 years ago, it was a different story. Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood was banned by the BBC over potentially offensive lyrics. Luckily for them, that band turned them into household names, isn't it? It's a song of defiance.
Yeah. The group from Liverpool became so famous around the world, and now a new exhibition in their hometown is opening, delving into the life of lead singer Holly Johnson. Our reporter Jane McCubbin has been given an exclusive preview.
I want you to introduce yourself to this camera as if you were introducing yourself to somebody who's lived in a cave for the last 45 years. OK.
Allegedly, I'm some sort of artistic genius. It says somewhere in this exhibition, and I'm prepared to believe it if you want.
From angelic Liverpool schoolboy to far from angelic icon. The whole Holly Johnson journey is right here at the Museum of Liverpool.
That was shot at the Hope and Anchor in North London. They tried to shut us down because they thought we were filming a porn video down in their basement. That belonged to Pete Burns. That...
The leather vest.
Yeah, the top. The leather knickers were mine.
Not all the images are suitable for a BBC breakfast audience.
Well, what about this one?
I'm wondering whether we'll need to pixelate.
But of course, when it comes to the BBC, he's seen it all before.
For the ban is not a good thing. I think for our first single, it's not a good thing to happen.
You remember this interview?
I do. I don't like that interview, to be honest.
The BBC famously banned Relax.
Well, Frankie Goes...
In fact, this BBC producer banned Relax.
Basically saying that the lyrics were objectionable.
And I felt that the record could offend a majority of our listening audience.
I don't really like the setup for that, actually. So moving on.
Of course, the ban was actually brilliant. The controversy sent Relax straight to #1, and the BBC eventually backed down.
They've got a lot to answer for, the BBC.
But the backdrop to this was the AIDS and HIV epidemic. Holly was diagnosed HIV positive in the early 90s, and the exhibition shows how everything always fed straight back into his art.
I was on all kinds of drugs in the 90s in medical facilities, and I was very ill. It was a male nurse, Alan, who was telling me about his drag persona. He was Scottish, and I dubbed him Miss Highland Spring.
What did he say when you showed him?
I'm not sure if Alan's seen it, actually. I'll have to send him a picture of it. I know his full name, but I better not say.
Better not say on the telly.
No.
40 years of history as an icon who told the world it was okay to be gay, that there was no shame in HIV. And today, he's announcing a 40th anniversary tour.
It's a Holly Johnson solo tour, but I'll be doing all the hits. Come and see me.
Does it feel like 40 years ago? Does it feel like
No,
yesterday?
it feels like the blink of an eye.
Does it?
How much has changed over the last 40 years? We're putting it to the test by rerunning his first ever Smash Hits interview.
OK.
What do you wear around the house, Holly?
As little as possible.
Oh, you pretty much said the same thing then. OK, tell us a secret.
I can't tell you a secret.
Oh, you just
the
wouldn't back
secret
then.
I'm keeping at the moment is I've actually signed an NDA.
Oh.
But it happens on Christmas Day.
Oh, what's the best thing about being a pop star?
Actually singing and performing live. I actually think it's good for you.
Back then, by the way, you said not being on the dole.
Well, that is true.
Are you in love?
Yes, I am, still, after 40 years.
And this is his favourite song in the back catalogue.
The Power of Love is an ode to love itself, and it conjured love into my life, I believe. I met the love of my life called Wolfgang, and we're still together after 40 years, which is amazing, really. I always introduce the power of love with, it's not just for Christmas, it's for life.
and his life has been an inspirational whirlwind.
I'm just grateful to still be here and doing it.
And you look fab.
Thank you. I spent last night staying at my mum's.
Did you?
And she made me tea. It was baked potato with spaghetti bolognese sauce and baked beans. It was absolutely delicious.
What a combo.
I hoovered it up.
You inhaled.
But it was fantastic to spend time with her.
That's nice.
Her name's Pat.
You're going to give her a wave to camera, a little person.
Hello, Pat. You can watch it on the iPlayer.
Hi, Pat.
Morning,
Hope you're
Pat.
watching us live and on the iPlayer too.
Who'd have thought 40 years on, Holly Johnson is helping the BBC promote its platforms?
Yes,
A
and
lot has
coming in to
changed.
talk to us later this morning.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Holly will be here a little bit later, so his mum can watch it in real time live. You can watch it now,
Yeah,
right
morning,
now,
Pat.
because Holly's
Hello,
here.
Pat.
Hi.
Will she be watching?
She will be watching, as will Wolfgang. Hello,
Oh,
Wolfgang.
hi, Wolfgang.
And my partner in London, so...
Well, also, good morning, Holly Johnson.
Good morning,
Welcome.
both
Hi.
of you, John and Sally.
Oh, hi.
It's great to have you here. What is it like walking around an exhibition about yourself?
It's a bit surreal, but it's fantastic. They've done a really good job. I wasn't involved particularly in the design of it, or I just loaned a few items to them for it. But my friend James Lawler of Duo Vision Arts put it all together with the Hometopia and the Museum of Liverpool, and it was funded by the National Heritage Lottery. And it's very much my life and my work that I've done, and through an LGBT lens in a sense, and it's extremely colourful, and I found myself quite interesting.
But also, I suppose, if you go and check your own exhibition, they can't make any mistakes, can they? They can't make stuff up about you.
No, they can't make stuff up about you, no, that's
So
a
everything
no-no.
is accurate, and it's your actual story, because over the years, I bet there's been some corkers of
Yeah,
myths,
it's
myths and
newspapers
legends.
really that make things up, and you know, those newspapers we don't read, and but you know, legends sort of perpetuate themselves, don't they?
So do you feel like you can kind of take a bit of control over that legend in a way by doing the exhibition, that you can put your stamp on your life, your story?
Well, I wrote a book, A Bone in My Flute, years ago in order to put my stamp on my story. And they did use that as source material for the exhibition. And the theme of it is Make Love Your Goal, which is a line from The Power of Love. And I really like that. That was their idea. And you know, you can't go wrong with love, really.
Well, I'm
can
liking
you?
your Frankie style T-shirt. You still got the T-shirt.
Yes, this is a Choose Love T-shirt.
Can you believe, Holly, that you're sitting here on the breakfast sofa with like, Frankie Say Relax everywhere and all of this branding around us, when there was a time when you weren't particularly welcome on BBC One?
Well, I suppose so. They banned Relax, didn't they? But then they unbanned it again for Christmas Top of the Pops in 1984 and got us to perform it after we'd had 3 number ones in that year with Relax, Two Tribes and The Power of Love. So then there was Band-Aid on Christmas Top of the Pops. It was an amazing year for pop music, 1984. And it's a great legacy for me to go and perform, which I'm doing next year in June. Tickets are on sale on Friday morning at 9:30.
Oh, do we have to get in a queue? How's that going to work?
I don't know. Go to the, hollyjohnson.com and all the details are there, apparently.
Well, what do you think 40 years on after these pictures, you know, as you prepare to go on tour again in 2024, 25? I mean, what do you think of the music industry today and the change of those 40 years?
I don't get it, really, but I'm not supposed to. I'm not...
What don't you get?
Well, I don't get the whole streaming thing.
Oh, go on.
We used to sell records and be able to earn a living, but now everyone listens to our music for free, and that unless you can perform, you can't actually earn a living from music.
It's all about the tours, isn't it?
It is all about tours and merchandise and things like that. It must be difficult for new, young people getting into the industry because record sales alone just won't cut it to keep a band going, and they need other streams.
So can you understand why Oasis have decided to go back out on the road, perhaps?
Oh, I can understand, absolutely, yeah. Especially if you've had a bit of a divorce, you know, and you want to replenish your reserves, I suppose.
But it's been controversial, hasn't it? All the dynamic pricing and the queuing for tickets and all of that. What did you make of that? Because that wouldn't have happened 40 years ago.
I don't actually understand the mechanics of that, so I can't really answer that question because I don't understand it. If I want a ticket for something, I usually ring them up and ask politely.
We can't all do that, though.
No, I know, but I don't understand these Ticketmaster things and, you know, websites, and I'm not great at that sort of thing. I'm good at internet shopping, but...
It's the same thing.
You just need to internet shop for a ticket.
Yeah, I suppose it is, but I've never done it, to be honest.
I love that.
I'll go to the theatre to say, I want 2 tickets to Liza Minnelli, please, which I did when I saw David Bowie when I was 13. I went to the Empire Theatre in Liverpool and asked, you know, for tickets.
I've got visions of you turning up at Wembley Stadium at the box office next summer asking for tickets for Oasis.
I reckon you'd get in as well.
I think he would.
Yeah.
I'll ask Cara, who does the PR for SJM.
Yes,
that's what I would do.
Okay.
Everyone, we can ask Cara. It's fine.
Holly's got a number. We'll all be fine. Thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic. Regards to Pat.
Yes.
And Wolfgang.
And Wolfgang.
And the Jacket Potatoes.
Else.
Thank you.
Tickets for Holly's Welcome to the Pleasure Dome 40th anniversary tour go on sale, as he said, on Friday at 9:30 in the morning.
On the internet and everything, yes.
He'll explain.
Yes.
Cara will. Headlines coming up. Stay with us.